The denial of desire is the denial of self. Desire is sacred. Without desire, there would literally be no creation. If there weren't a desire for anything to be, then nothing would be. Nothing would be. If we didn't want it, it wouldn't be. If self, if source, if the most divine, highest of high didn't feel desire and know it was right to feel it and allow self to feel it, there would be no creation. All creation is the fulfillment of desire, all of it, all of it. The feeling of a desire, and not a limp one, not a, that might be all right. No, a passionate one, desire that lights up, that literally ripples through the quantum field, that sets off photons, that lights them up. That's desire. That happened because of want. Why does any of this exist? Why does anything exist? Because the divine consciousness that we are passionately wanted it to, knew that that was right, that felt good, therefore it was good, it was right, gave itself permission not just to feel that desire and enjoy it and delight in it, but to receive it, knowing that in that instant, the instant that desire for anything takes place, that thing is created. And then it gets to enjoy that thing that it's just created by desiring it. Your creation, all creation happens by the desire. Denial of desire is the denial of self. Ooh, and this is one that I've been trapped in. I've bounced back and forth. But there's an egoic identity there. An identity of spiritual significance that says if I deny my desire, if I just give up all desire in this human form, oh, so wicked, the cause of all suffering, desire. If I just give it all up, then I'll be free. And I won't have any feelings, really, because I won't want anything. I'll just be. And there's a component to that, because there's a difference between desiring and needing, between that feeling of I need to have it this way, and if it's not this way, then I fall apart, then everything sucks. There's a big difference there, and that's important. But desire is right. Desire is right and righteous. And when you realize that the instant that you want something, genuinely want something from the soul, the wanting that is delightful, the wanting that lights you up inside. It's not the kind of wanting that fills a hole. It's not the kind of wanting that is running from something else. Well, this feels scary, so I don't want that, so I'm going to go over here. It's not about the thing. It's about the feeling behind it. If you let yourself want it purely, as Source does, knowing that the desire is right to be and that you are right to receive it, then you're satisfied right then and there. There is no needing. There's none of that empty craving. It's not a hollow feeling. It's a fulfilled feeling. You feel full of the desire, which you realize is, in fact, the manifestation of it. Letting yourself feel into that and experience fully the dream born within you, that is the reception of the manifestation of that desire. That's receiving that desire. Literally, desire fulfilled, filling you. That's what that is. That's what that means. And then it becomes. Then it just is. It just is. You made it. That's how you made it. And it's yours. Because you created it with your wanting, with your true desiring, which basked in itself, which was satisfied and overjoyed in itself, delighted with the desire. Oh my God, I have a desire, and it's so strong, and it feels so good. And that's so good. It's a good thing to feel good. Oh my fucking God. If it feels good, it is good. It's right. It's not a thing to be denied. That's where ego comes in and says, oh no, it's so dangerous to feel good. Oh no, no. Put away the good feelings, soul. Because if you feel good all on your own, then what am I supposed to do? Then how does the rest of this control manipulation scheme work? Because if I don't have control over your good feeling, I have nothing to hold over you. So of course, ego is going to do everything it can. Bless it. Bless it. It's going to do everything it can in its confused state. Because when it's brought into alignment, when you're allowed to enjoy the desire, then you don't kill ego, you're aligning it with soul. You're supporting soul with it, instead of ego sitting on top of soul and looking down and saying, I don't know. No, no, no. So of course, thinking that it's supposed to be in control because it thinks it's keeping you safe and it's trying to keep you safe, it's just confused. We teach it, we show it a different way. Of course, ego is going to say, no, your desire is dangerous. That is selfish and greedy, and you're not worthy, and it'll come up with every reason to tell you that you're wrong for wanting. You're wrong for feeling good. That is the denial of self. That's the denial of source. You are literally telling spirit that something spirit wants isn't appropriate? Really? Can you feel how backwards that is? You are speaking to God. That is your mind speaking to God, saying, I don't know if that's okay. I don't know. That might be upsetting to some people. Or we haven't suffered enough. Are we worthy of that? God, are we worthy of receiving everything that God desires? It's so silly. You can hear it. You can feel it. And then when you just tap into the divinity first and pull that to the top and go, yeah, fuck yeah, we are. Nothing hurts anybody. Literally, nothing we want hurts anybody. There is no harm here. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't impede or impinge anyone else's reception or enjoyment, anyone else feeling good. Doesn't do any of those things. This is my creation from my infinite resources that I receive, knowing my radical absolute worthiness. Because I'm all there is. I am everything. What's... I am everything. I'm just receiving more of myself. I am creating more, allowing more, becoming more, receiving more, enjoying more of me. There's nobody else even involved in this process. Not only does this not hurt anybody, this can only benefit everybody. In allowing, in witnessing this and going, oh, I can do that too. Oh, I could just do that. I could stop self-flagellating, thinking that somehow that was the way to go. I could stop feeling bad, thinking that eventually that'll make me feel good. How is that ever gonna work? A feeling only ever generates more of itself. I'm gonna keep feeling bad. I'm gonna keep literally mutilating myself internally, sometimes externally, thinking that one day that's just gonna feel good. Feeling bad doesn't turn into feeling good. Yeah, you can take pleasure in pain. That's a different thing. That's expanding the spectrum of pleasure. That's allowing yourself to feel good. It's a different mindset. And this whole denial of desire, it creates another egoic identity. That's what it does. When you're denying your desire, somehow, suddenly you feel better than. You become significant by this. Oh, I made this choice. to release all desire. I no longer want any, I don't desire anything in this realm because I'm too good for it. I'm just too good. I'm too spiritually beyond and ascended this pitiful mortal world into which I deliberately incarnated on purpose to pretend that I wasn't here? To just float off someplace else the whole time that I'm here? Come on. Come on. That's where ego comes back in again and says, I create this identity of the spiritual self, no longer human, no longer mortal, no longer bound by anything in this world, no longer a part of this world, because I'm too ascended. I'm too far beyond. I'm not the same. That's what it says. That's where ego always makes other. I am different from you, normal humans, you unconscious, unwashed masses. I'm different. I don't desire. I don't suffer. I'm doing all the good things. I'm saving the world with my devotion to wanting nothing and being nothing. Now I've created this egoic identity of the spiritual self that can elevate itself above. Even subtly, it will do it. Now it has significance formulated around this mental position of the denial of desire, and it will hold that mental position because it's deriving worth from it. It's deriving a sense of self from that, from the denial of self, a new form, a new version of it, yeah. It's still the same martyr complex shit. It is still the same. If I just suffer, if I just deny enough parts of myself, if I deny the core part of myself, which is desiring, if I just shut that down, then oh my God, how much willpower do I have? And now I rise to the top. Now I get to the top of the list at the pearly gates, right? Oh, well, this one comes to the front because they found a way to separate themselves, to be other than? No, come on. That is all ego. All of it. Every last inch of that is ego. And again, bless it, love it, laugh at it, smile at it. I sure am. Because that's been me. I've felt that 1,000%. Oh, it's just another version of control, creating an identity from restriction. How many things are we restricting that then ego feels powerful because of its restriction of it, because of its limitation? How many identities have been created out of living on that limit, building a tower on that limit, on the denial, the withholding, and saying, this is what I am. I'm so big that I keep myself contained. I'm so strong for keeping myself contained, for denying myself. That makes me better than. More spiritual, more worthy. Now I'm deriving, it's all to feel worthy instead of doing the radical thing, just accepting absolute worthiness, accepting that everything and everyone is not only equivalently worthy, but at all times, always, can't ever change, just immediately worthy of everything that you desire, worthy of all of the love, all the appreciation, all the recognition, all of the good feeling things, all of the experiences, worthy of all of them right now. That's scary for ego. For ego to say, the murderer on death row is equivalently worthy to me. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Oh, can you feel the pit that opens up? Hearing something like that? Adolf Hitler? Worthy. Oh, I feel it too. I feel it too. Ego is just screaming like its hair is on fire. Yeah. There's something there. That's an indication. Who have we made ourselves better than? How have we made ourselves better than? That is always ego. Ego is always looking for another that it can then step on top of to feel bigger because it doesn't feel worthy itself. It goes the other way too. Eckhart Tolle, the Dalai Lama, Buddha, Jesus Christ, equally worthy to this self, to yourself, the same, deserving of the same adoration, love, appreciation, deserving of all of the same wonderful things. The person who is in the identity of spiritual significance. Same worthiness in exactly in that moment, worthy of receiving, the same way as one who has released it, the same way as one who is deep in a different form of unconsciousness. I mean, capitalist, communist, Republican, liberal, all equally worthy, exactly as they are. Exactly as they are. The unconsciousness is as worthy. Living in the egoic identity, still worthy. Seeing past the egoic identity, worthy. Wasn't unworthy before and became worthy. Worthy the whole time. Worthy all along the way. Every single step, worthy. Worthy, worthy, worthy of receiving everything right now. That's how radically fucking worthy we are. Continuously, perpetually, nothing changes that. That is so hard for ego to accept. The person who just killed someone and the person who just saved a life are equally loved by Source. Yeah. Equally fucking worthy of love, appreciation, all the things. All the things. Is that triggering? Let it be triggering. Yes. Good. We're here to trigger. Triggering means we've found a place to expand. We've reached a limit. Now we can introduce more space. And in the introduction of more space, of holding this feeling, just allowing it to be there. We're not judging it. We're not trying to change it. We're not telling it it's wrong. It's not wrong to feel triggered. It's great. It is fantastic. It is the best thing. Now we feel this new sensation that has arisen within us. We get to breathe. We get to hold space for it. Let it be. Allow it to be there. Accept that it's right. It's not wrong. It's not wrong to feel those things. It is not wrong. Now we're allowing more compassion in. We're literally creating more space for more love to flow. And because that's what we are, we're becoming more of the self. We're allowing more of the self, more of this true self, our true nature, our true being that loves everything exactly as it is. We're learning how to allow that, how to do that, how to experience that. Practicing being the highest self, which sees everything is equally and absolutely worthy. All the time. It never changes. No matter what, doesn't change. We have more and more opportunities to accept that. Those are the limits we bump up against time and again. And it is a great thing. And all we ever have to do, you don't have to jump straight into the appreciation. Let the whole experience be. That's the point. That's the point. You don't just say, you don't just do a lip service of, yes, okay, the murderer is as worthy as I am. And not believe that. You have to let yourself feel how that hurts. Feel how that hurts. Feel the resistance to it. Feel the pain. Feel the churning inside and the anger, and let that be. That's your entry point. That's where you start witnessing and allowing those feelings within you, allowing the reaction within you, allowing the response, letting it arise, honoring it as allowed to be, not wrong. That's where we introduce the space inside. And when it happens inside, it happens outside. Naturally, again, that's not your job. That step is not yours. There's only one step. The one that's in here, the one that's looking at your own emotions, your own response, and honoring it, allowing it to be exactly as it is. And again, you don't jump straight to loving it. You start with just looking at it, with just saying, okay, this is here. I feel something. I feel a whole lot of things. Feels like fire, feels like burning, feels like tension, feels, oh, there's anger there. Oh, feel the anger. Is anger allowed? Yes. Yes. All allowance is the same at the core. One allowance, the allowance of that within is the allowance of that without. And it happens naturally. So focus on the allowance of the internal state, the allowance of the reaction, the allowance of the trigger, the allowance of the response, whatever is arising from you. Notice judgment of it, if that's there, and allow it. Allow there to be judgment. Just feel it. You're just watching. You're just watching all of it and saying, okay, that's there. That's there. Okay, and I feel that too. And I see that too. And this is happening. This is what is. This is what I am feeling. I am being radically honest, brutally honest within myself of what this internal battlefield looks like. We're looking at it. We're just accepting it. We're just allowing it to be. That's it. Acknowledging that it is. Can I deny that it is? Nope. I mean, it's here. I'm not going to live in denial of myself and everything that is felt and experienced and expressed through it, of all of these aspects. I'm not going to deny any aspect of myself. Because I can feel that just doesn't feel good. And I want to feel good. So my pathway now to feeling good is accepting these feelings, these other feelings, accepting these aspects of self within me. And just letting them be there, just saying, this is what is. I can feel even there's a desire for them to change. That becomes included. Loop that in with the rest of it. Now we're zooming back more and more. Can you feel how there's more space being added? The more things that you witness, the more components of ego, the initial reaction, the judgment of the reaction, shame, all of it swirling around, the desire for this to just stop and go away because it's so uncomfortable and confusing and there's so much conflict there. You just each new component that you see, that you become aware of, you include it in the frame, and as you include it in the frame, everything starts to kind of zoom out. You're getting bigger to include all of this stuff. Just including it, just allowing it, just seeing that it's there, you're becoming more spacious. That's holding space. You are creating space within yourself for all of this to just be, to be seen. There it is. and it's what is, and we're just going to be present with what is. I'm feeling this right now. This is an active process as I'm walking through this. And there's the piece that says, I don't want to appreciate this. I don't want to allow this. Okay, that's allowed too. That comes in too. Get in there. Join the party. Disallowance. You're welcome. Yep. Not asking any of this to change. I'm not. All of this is self. All of this is divine. All of this is divine. It is all part of the same divine self. And you know what? All of this is worthy too. Equally, absolutely, abundantly, intrinsically, radically worthy. It's all worthy of being exactly as it is. It gets to have those feelings and those desires. And they don't have to be, this is tricky to say, they don't have to be mine. They are a part of myself, but they are individual aspects. They're contained within, they are allowed within me. They're allowed to have their own feelings. When I'm resisting them, I am resisting because I'm afraid that I have to align with that. But I can just let it all be. It's just there. None of this overrides my desire, because my desire is right and I am worthy and I can tap back into that place. And right now, in fact, my desire is the allowance of all of these aspects, all of these parts of self. My desire is to just let them be. It's to just watch them play. Watch them wrestle. And I get that. I receive that desire. That's mine. Now I'm just sitting in this. I get what I want. You get what you want. And nobody actually is in conflict with one another. I know I'm expanding right now. I know all I ever have to do is trust this process too. There's really nothing to do here. Just be. I know I can't get it wrong. I know this is continuous. I know I will keep hitting limits. And I will keep expanding beyond them, because that's how I know my boundlessness. That's how I experience unlimited. Because the conceptual version of unlimited has a limit. It fits in a box. It has to. That's the only way it can be conceived of. But the actual experience of unlimited, the direct knowing of it, is hitting the limit and moving beyond again and again and again. That's the only way we can know truly unlimited. It's the only way. And that's what we are. And this is self playing the game of self-discovery, eternal self-discovery, because there's only more of self to discover. And there's another component here. There's the component of struggling to accept all of this stuff that's come up that I'm feeling within. The component of really struggling to accept it, and I'm allowing the struggle. Okay, that's here too. There is something that's just sort of hemming and hawing over all of it. Just, really trying to accept and allow. It has permission Permission has been a powerful word for me because it's a little more active. It is more of that deliberate allowance. That's deliberate allowance to me feels like permission. All of it has permission to be, including the resistance in me to all of it. That's allowed too. Deeper and deeper levels of surrender. And if I don't get there, I don't get there. In one sitting with it, if I feel frustrated with the process, then that's okay too. That's okay too. That too is allowed. That's included. That's allowed. Because you know what? I remember in this moment, still right now, in my frustration with the process and feeling like I'm not getting there, I'm not doing it right, or I haven't succeeded, in all of that, I'm still worthy. Still exactly and utterly divinely adored, valued, appreciated, powerful. I'm still manifesting and receiving everything that I desire because I'm worthy of it. Still, all of the security, all of the abundance, the well-being, the divine provision, all of it is mine now, right now. Even as I'm struggling with this whole process within me. Worthy. Worthy and ready to receive now. Ready right now. Nothing stopping me, nothing blocking me. Actually. That's what radical worthiness, that's what your true worthiness, your true deserving is. There is nothing stopping you. Not even the feeling of something stopping you. There is nothing that makes you less worthy and deserving of receiving your desire fulfilled right now. Nothing. Not any feeling within you. So you can just let it all be there. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't change anything. I am breathing into this awareness. That's the definition of radical worthiness. That's why I keep using this phrase, because it feels good to me. It's radical because it requires nothing. It is right now. It's immediate. It's instantaneous. You want it? It's yours now because you want it. Not because you did the work. Not because of that. Not because of that. Not because of anything. Because you wanted it. And you deserve it. Because that desire is so right. Because Source saw the instant you have that desire, how right it is. Immediately. There's no question. There is no question ever. You don't have to deliver some proposal of, well, here's the reasons that I want this and the reasons I think I should get it. No. The second you feel even a tiny tickle, even if you're not aware of it, the second that tickle happened, even if it didn't reach your conscious awareness in that moment, Source, the rest of you picked up on it and said, ooh, that's good. Ooh, we're going to do that. Ooh, we want to do that, so we're doing that. So that's what we're doing. Next. Now, it's done. We wanted it, so it is. Now we get to enjoy that. Oh my God, how exciting it is to enjoy that. That thing we just created, oh, it's so fucking good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, we get to feel all of that. Oh, and the things we're going to create from that, from receiving that desire, and then the compounding and the coupling of more things that we're gonna see and we're gonna feel things about and we're gonna want, and then we're gonna create that. And there's just gonna be more, and it's gonna be all so fucking good. That's what Source is doing all the time, just rubbing its hands together, going, oh yes, this is great. And it's just more great. It's not doing any of the fucking work. It's desiring and knowing that it's worthy of desiring now. That is the joyful journey. That's what we're here to do. That's what Source is doing. So it's all about tapping into that place of just knowing you are fucking worthy of all of it and ready for all of it right now. There's nothing else you gotta do. There's nothing broken to fix. There's more things to expand, yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not ready to receive what you want right now. You are ready. You're ready. Can you hear that? And Source, the rest of you is ready to deliver. In fact, it already has. You've already received it. Just give yourself permission to bask in that desire. What is it that feels good? What is it that lights you up? It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can be the thought of walking through the snow and hearing birds chirping and seeing squirrels running or people, children, laughing in a park. It can be a cup of warm tea. It can be bigger. It can be a thriving business or a delicious, mutual and fulfilling relationship. Know how right that desire is. Let yourself receive the desire. What is it? Get really on it. What is it that you really want in this moment? What feels so good to you? What is your heart calling for? And then give yourself permission to feel that in its entirety. Oh my God, I want this. Yeah, I want it. And I'm letting myself want it. I'm letting myself want it. And I'm going all the way into that feeling. This is what is, and I am inviting it to manifest fully. My desire, my feeling of desire is what is in this moment. And I'm open to it. I'm inviting it to be, to come through me. To be born as fully and powerfully as it wants to. To feel that all the way. That's what I'm doing. I'm allowed. That desire is so good, and I'm giving it permission to be born through me. It's done. It's done. The instant you do that, it's done. Whether or not you believe it, it's done. Whether or not you believe it, you receive that. I'm going that fucking far. That's what radical means. Even if you don't believe it, you get it. Even if you have doubts, you get it. Even if there's fear, you get it. And you get it now. Not when the doubts are gone or the fear is gone. No, you get it now. That's what radical worthiness means. You get it. You just do. Because you wanted it. That was the only step. Leave out all of the other bullshit. It's not necessary. I think we've exuded enough. We've rambled enough on this topic, but it is near and dear to us, and I am just feeling, this is feeling the us, feeling the we. There is so much here. There's non-physical here. Everything here is streaming through this and saying, yes, this is what we've been saying. There's nothing you have to fucking do. You ask, it's given, you receive it. It's one step. When you ask, it is created and it's yours. It's ready to come into your experience in that moment. You can hop over all of these other mental blocks. You could just hop over them. You could just flow around them. That's what we're doing. That's what non-physical is doing. And that's what you are, teaching you how to do that. Radical worthiness. Instant manifestation. Not sometime in the future. Not when you're ready. Not when you've done the work. You desire it, therefore it's yours. Let your desire be the evidence that that thing already exists and is now making its way towards you. Right now. The desire is evidence that it's done, that it is manifested. So give yourself permission to feel fully that desire and just bask in it. How good it feels to want something. How good it feels to want something. Feel it ripple through you. Invite that in. Wallow in it. Relish in it. Milk it. That's where the juice is. That's the only step. That is literally the only step. And just keep coming back to that, reminding yourself, I'm worthy now. I deserve it now. Even if I don't feel like I deserve it, I deserve it. That's how worthy I am. That's how loved I am. That's how abundant. That's how infinite. That's how powerful I am. To give it and receive it, even if I don't believe it. Even if I don't. Even if I doubt it. Finding this place, this feeling of knowing it's already done. It's done. There is nothing for me to do. There's no work involved here. My entire job, my entire journey is one of desire. Basking in that, experiencing that, receiving that, knowing that's creating more desire, that I just get to keep wanting, and that my desire compounds and refines itself and branches into all these spectacular places. I have desires over here, I have desires over there, sometimes beautifully, oh my God, the best thing when they dovetail together and they overlap and intertwine. And now all of this desire and all of these different sort of flavors and complexities is blending together in a new way. And then from that, oh my God, yet more intricate and delicious desire is taking place, is being born for me. And I'm just following this. I'm just following desire the whole way. That is what this is about. That is what Source is doing all of the time. Never not doing that. Never not. Wanting, delighting in it, knowing we get to experience that, and from that experience there's more desire born, and it's already on that next step. It's already in the next desire, the one beyond this one. It's already there. So let yourself go there too. Desire is sacred. You are radically worthy. You are always worthy. Your worthiness does not change. You are deserving and ready to receive what you want right now. So be really honest about what it is. In this moment, what is it that your heart is calling for?